Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know we've kind of skipped a week with this just because I took last week off, but I'm going to finish this with you guys today, and then we can do a quick comparison between the single crochet one or the double crochet in the UK and this Tunisian simple stitch one. So if you haven't carried on, we finished on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, row 9. So we're now moving on to row 10, and then when I introduce a new colour, because I can't remember if I showed you before, I will show you what to do with an end. Well, it's an option anyway. So here we are on the next row, and we've got 4 yellow followed by 3 red. So you've already got 1 here, so into the next one, grab it, pull it through. Just a quick recap into this next vertical bar, yarn over, pull it through, hang on a minute, 5, hold on, why have I got 6 on the left and 4 this side, no idea. Okay, we're just going to go with it. We need 1 short, so this last yellow is going to be a red. I've probably increased a stitch somewhere. I'm really good at doing that, you know. Right, now if you remember, we have to cross the threads, so we lie this one over the top, pick this one up from underneath and drop the yellow down the side. So we need 3 of the heart colour. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. So now we've got to flip back to this yellow, and we'll need the last yellow to be above a red. So again, yarn across the top, grab this one from underneath and put that down the side. I hope that makes sense. So we're just going to work across, picking 1 up in every vertical bar. If I'm going too fast, feel free to pause it. Last one on the red. Then we need to switch to the heart colour, so keep this one lying across the top, pick this one up from underneath and drop that one down the side. So we need, same in the heart colour, we need 3, the last one being above a yellow. 1, 2, and the last one above a yellow, 3. So now we flick back to a yellow. Be careful, this isn't the one, that's the one you've just worked with, but because it's twisted with this one, it pulls it over. This is the one you want. And the last few are all in your background colour. Not forgetting the last stitch right there. You need both legs on your hook. Pull up a loop, and there we go. Now we've got to take them all off again. So we've got to yarn over, go through just 1. That creates your side stitch. Hold on, my yarn's got stuck. There we go. Now, from there, it's yarn over, pull through 2. Let me just get this to focus where I want it to. Thank you. Yarn over, pull through 2. All the way until you've got just 1 of that colour left. Now we need to switch back. So we put the yellow across the top, pick up your background colour and drop the yellow down the side. So now, yarn over through 2, which will be 1 of your background colour and 1 of your heart, until you've just got 1 red loop. Now we need to switch back. So we lie this across the top. This one you can see comes from here, and that's the one we want. So pick that up and put that down the side. So yarn over through 2, 1 being a red, through 2, through 2, through 2. Not forgetting to yarn over, obviously, until you've got just 1 left of that colour. Now we need to switch, lie the yellow across the top, pick up the red and drop the yellow down the side. So now yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. Now we stop here because we've just got one left. So we put the yarn across the top, pick up the yellow, drop the red down the side. And then we go yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, all the way to the end. And there we go, that's another row done. So I'm just going to mark that off. I have actually found a felt tip pen this time. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next row now. So the next row, let me focus, thank you. We're going to do the same again, one yellow but one short because there'll be a red above the last yellow. So there you go. Yarn over, pull through, that red's getting in the way. The next one, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over, pull through. Now this last yellow is a heart colour, remember, so lie it across the top, pick up the red from underneath and switch. So we need 3 of these, 1, 2 and 3. So now we need the background colour, one above the heart colour, so we're going to lie this across the top. Remember, this is your one you used before. Pull the yellow up from underneath and put the red down the side. First one's in a red, and then we just carry on going all the way across. Whoops. That is quite normal, by the way, when you catch your threads. If you just set it straight and then give it a little tug, it tucks back in. Now the yellows. The last one is on a red, which will be this one. So now we've got to switch. So keep this laying across the top, grab the red, drop the yellow down the side. And we need 3 of these. So 1, 2, and we know that that last one is above the background colour, 3. So switch, no, not this one, that one's coming from over there, it's this one. So switch, and then we background colour all the way to the end, not forgetting this last stitch right here. Grab the 2 legs and pull up a loop. So now we've got to take them all off again. So yarn over, pull through just 1, and if you remember, that only happens at that end, and then yarn over, pull through 2, through 2, through 2, when you're down to your last loop of that colour, switch. You will learn to just do that with your hands. It will become second nature to you to just pick one up and drop the other one with one movement. Right, we're down to 1 red, so we need to switch. So we're going to lie that down there, pick this one up and let the red go down the side. So now yarn over through 2 all the way to the next set of reds. When you're down to the last loop, leave it and switch, making sure you pick up that red underneath the yellow, back down to 1, so we need to switch again, and there we go, and all the way to the end with your background colour. So there's another row. Oops, not a very straight line. Okay, so now let us have a look. I'm not going to focus it because then I have to focus it back on my hands, but you can see we need 1 short of the yellows again because the last yellow needs to now be a red. So we're going to, oops, sorry, too high. Yarn over, pull up a loop. I've only got 3 now. Oh yeah, that is correct. I forgot there's an extra one at the side. 3. Now we're going to switch, so you need to hold this across, grab that, one hand, and then you can flick that down. You will learn to do it in just one fluid movement. So we need 3 of these again, 2 and 3. Then we need to switch to the yellow, so grab this yellow underneath, drop that. The first one's above a red, and then work your way across so that the last one is above the first red. The other side. Whoops. Oops. See, sometimes you catch threads. There you go. And it can be awkward. Give that a little tug and it's gone again. Okay, that's the last yellow, but the last one is above a red. Now we need to switch back to the red. So pull this over, grab your red, and use your fingers to drop that yellow down the side. Now we need 3 of these. 3, the last one being above a yellow. Now switch back to yellow. So grab and switch. And the last 3 are yellow, not forgetting that one right there on the end. Now you have all your loops. So yarn over, pull through just 1. Now yarn over, pull through 2 until you have 1 left. Switch back and then yarn over, pull through 2 until you have just 1 of that colour left again, and switch. Let me just quickly show you how I do it this way. I tuck these fingers underneath, I pull this out, and I use these 2 to drop that one down the side. And don't forget, your yarns are meant to be twisted, and on the way back they untwist, so you don't need to mess about with the strands of wool or anything. So we're back down to 1, so we need to switch back. So put these 2 fingers underneath, grab, pull out, and drop the yellow. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, through 2, and through 2 again, down to the last one, and switch again. Mark that off without colouring my wool. So now we're on, I don't even know what row we're on now, but you can see where I am. So it needs to be exactly the same now. There's a red above a red and a yellow above a yellow. So you just need 3 yellows. Remembering that that first one counts. Just because you didn't do anything with it doesn't mean it doesn't count. It does. So switch, we need the red, drop the yellow. And we need just 2 reds this time. So 1 and 2. Switch back to the yellow. Remember to keep them, make sure you've got the right one. So the first one's above a red and the last one's above a red. Oops. I'm trying not to make the video too long, so if I'm going a bit quick, feel free to pause. The last one's above a red, so stop there, switch back to red, drop the yellow. Always make sure they're twisted. If you don't twist, it's just going to fall apart. Last one above a yellow. No, it isn't. See, even I'm going wrong now. We only needed the 2, remember. So now switch back to the last yellow and do the last 3 stitches in yellow, or whatever background colour you've chosen. Not forgetting that last one through the 2 legs, and that's all your loops picked up. Now we've got to take them off. Yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we've got 1 left, so we need to switch. So back to the red, yarn over, pull through 1 of each colour, yarn over, pull through 2, back to 1 again, so switch. Yarn over, pull through 2 all the way back until you're down to 1 loop of that colour. which is there, switch back to the red, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, and we're down to the last one, so we switch again, not forgetting to twist them back, and there we go, that's that row. Let's move that this time. Okay. Right, so this next one, the whole row is exactly the same as the row before, so you just pick up yellows in yellows and reds in reds. Not forgetting to twist your yarns, obviously. That never changes, you will always need to twist them. Back to yellow. Oops. No. See, do you see that now? I've got that little piece of thread. If you just give that a tug, it's pretty much gone. Or you can just pop the hook out and redo that stitch. Okay, so we're finishing this row exactly the same as the row before. 2 and 3. So let's take them off. Yarn over through 1, the only time. Yarn over through 2, all the way back, remembering to change colours. Oops. Oops, went through 3. So that's another row. Okay. I'm just going to whiz through these next couple of rows because they're exactly the same. Hang on, let me just... Okay, so you've got this row, and this row that are all exactly the same as the row before now. We don't need another colour change until that next row up. So I'm just going to whiz through, pause if you need to, because they're exactly the same. So I'm just going a bit faster, because I don't want the video to be too long for you guys. Do you know what? I'm going to pause the video here. I'm going to finish these next 3 rows. If you're stuck on what to do, just kind of rewind it a bit and go back. And I will meet you at the end of these 3 rows. Okay guys, so hopefully you paused and you've managed to get to the same place as me. I've stopped there because now we're going to introduce this heart colour right here. So, whoops, this next row starts with 3 yellow, or whatever your background colour is, and 3 of your heart colour, so one of those will be above a yellow. Okay, so 3 yellow, including that first one, switch to red, or whatever you've chosen for your heart. Now we need 3 of the heart stitches, so we've got 1, 2 and 3. Now we need to switch, whoops, now if you look here, see they cross and you can get confused as to which one you should be picking up, but move that one over and then pick up this one. Now we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the background colour. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and now we need to introduce our red. Where's that? I've got ends sitting everywhere, it's confusing. There we go. So we need to introduce a new red one now. So I have the bobbin right here, and if you remember, we have to take this red underneath this yellow, which creates the twist. Just make a false loop in your fingers. And we need just that one in red. So as soon as we've done that one, we drop it. We need the next bobbin of yellow. And again, you need to pick up this red right near the top, not underneath that twist, or it's going to end up messed up. Above that twist and underneath. Okay, so now we're going to do 6 stitches in the background colour. So we'll make that first loop. Now, I'm going to show you now what to do with this tail. If you've got multiple stitches in this colour you've just added, you can kind of sew in this end as you go. And this is the way I've taught myself to do it. Okay, so when you pick up this first stitch, go underneath that tail. So this is your tail here. Go underneath it, grab the yarn, pull through. Now with the next one, we're going to go over it. So we're going to go through here, but go over the tail and grab the yarn. Whoops. Paying attention not to grab the tail as you come through. And then this next one goes underneath it again. And you just need to alternate it like that. Underneath that tail. This one goes over that tail. And you'll see it's sewing itself in on the back. And if you ever forget where you are, you can tell. This next one needs to go underneath because it's underneath the strand I'm using. So we'll go go through that loop, underneath that tail and pull up a loop. See, now your strand is underneath it, so now you need to go over it. Whoops. Sorry, I'm trying to look through my camera, that's why, because I'm making sure I'm showing you. And as you can see, that end's partially sewn through. Now you can just kind of let that go. You might need to sew it in just a little bit more, but that secures it for now. Just remember, under, over, under, over. Nope, I've done one too many yellows. There we go. We need 3 of the heart colour, don't we? So even the best of us make mistakes. So, and I make a lot of them, I can reassure you. We need 3 of the heart colour, one being above a yellow. And then we switch back for the last 3 stitches in your background colour. Not forgetting that the last one is through 2 loops and pull up a loop. Okay, so now yarn over, pull through just the one, always on that one edge, and then yarn over, pull through 2 all the way back, remembering to change colours when you've only got 1 loop of that colour left on your hook, which is there. So twist them back again. No, that's the tail. We need that one. There we go. Yarn over, pull through 2 all the way to this middle one. I know it looks very gappy at the minute, don't worry about that. That's just because you've got a tail. You need to hold on to that. Sorry, you need to hold on to this tail while you work this stitch, just so you can get tension. Otherwise, you're just going to pull all this. You're going to pull all this tail out. Okay, so hold your tail, do that stitch. If it looks a bit too big, just give it a little tiny pull, and it will pull that stitch a little bit tighter. And again here, no, I've got the wrong yellow. It's this one. There we go. Again, hold this while you're grabbing that yellow and working the next stitch, because then those gaps disappear. And then yarn over, pull through 2 all the way back to the next colour. Switch, yarn over, pull through 2 until you have 1 loop of that colour, and then switch to the next. So there we go. Mark off for your row. Now this next row we're going to start going in again now. So now we need 4 of the background colour, 1 being above the red. So we've got 1 already, 2, 3 and 4. Now 3 of the heart colour, 1 above a yellow. So we've already got this one. 1, 2 and 3. And when it comes to the middle, sorry, I know it's not in focus very well, you only need 4 of the background colour. So we'll go, no, I haven't switched, Wally. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we need 3 on the heart now, well, the middle. So it's, whoops, 1, 2 and 3, and we need 4 of the background colour. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then 3 of the heart. Whoops, sorry guys. 1, whoops, 2 and 3. Switch back and finish the row in your background colour. Always take a second to kind of see that you're going into the right stitch, otherwise one can get missed. It is easy to do that, and then you end up decreasing. Yarn over through 1, and then yarn over through 2 all the way back. Obviously changing colours as well. I think you're getting used to that now though. If not, that's okay. Go back. I keep knocking you guys, I do apologise. Don't forget, when you're down to the last loop of that colour, change. And then when you get to the end, you need to mark off your row. So a pen, let's move that out of the way. Okay, so the next row. Let me just grab everything. Okay, so we're here now. So again, we need 5 background colour. One of those is going to be above the first red below. So we've got 1 on the hook already. 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now we know we need to switch to red. Don't forget to twist. We need 3 reds. 1, 2, 3. Now we need 2 background, 1 and 2, and I got another colour change coming up right now. I need 2 of the heart colour, 1 above a yellow, 1 above a red, like so. And then we've got this new yellow. Fortunately I put all my bobbins, well, I thought I had, in order. Apparently not. Okay, so your new yellow. I know this looks a bit like a jumbled up mess at the minute, but if you kind of just run your fingers down it, all the twists move down that end. So we're currently working on this red right here. So my new yellow needs to come, make sure it's above the twist, which is down there, and go underneath. We only need 1 of this colour, so we can't sew in the end, otherwise it'll be too visible. Then we need to grab the next red, and it needs to go underneath at the top of this yellow, like so, creating the twist. Then we need 2 of those, so 1 and 2. Then we need 2. Now be careful here because you've just added in a new yellow which kind of sits above the other yellow that was here before, so just be careful to pull it out the way and grab the right one. So now we need 2 of these yellows, 1 and 2, and then we need 3 in the heart colour. So 1, 2, 3, and this yellow's managed, look, see, my yellow's managed to lean itself right over there, so be careful. And then we're going to finish this row in the background colour through the 2 loops in the last one. I pull up a loop, then yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2 until you hit the last loop of that colour and change. Whoops, don't want the yellow, I want the red. Yarn over, pull through 2 until you're at the last loop again and change. Yarn over through 2 until you're down to 1. Yarn over, now be careful you don't pick up the tail here, that's the tail, you don't want to do that. You make sure you grab the working yarn through 2 until you're at the last one. Same here, be careful not to pick up that tail, you need the end that's attached to the bobbin. And you only need to pull through 2 on that one because there's only 1 stitch, and then to the last one, and then hold on, there we go, all the way. And then the last colour change, and we finish this row in the background colour, whatever colour yours is. I'll mark off yet another row. Let me just fold this in half just because it gets in my way. There we go. And then you guys can see it a bit better, I think. Where's my hook? There we go. Right, this next row, let's have a look. We need 6 in the background colour. Oh, we've got bobbins to cut off this time, so we'll work through that. So it's 1 extra yellow than the row before, so there'll be 6. You've got 1 already, so the next one makes 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 above the red, 6. Now we've got to cut off that background colour right there because I don't need it now, look. Which also means I don't need this red because this red is going to go all the way across and cover that one. So I don't need this red and I don't need this yellow. So the best thing to do is, where's the red? This is the red you're going to need. No, this is the red you're going to need. This is the yellow you don't. And then you look for the next thread that's red. So you don't need these 2, so give yourself a good 3-4 inch tail and just chop, and then try and tuck those tails underneath the piece you're working on, just so they're kind of tucked out the way. Right, so we're going to twist, and now we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these reds. Sorry guys, I'm trying to refocus you. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now we're back to this yellow in the middle and we need 3. So those 2 are tails. You need to be careful of those. Here is your next yellow. It can look a little daunting. Don't let it put you off. It is fairly easy. Those tails, they can get in the way a little bit, but you'll learn to kind of maneuver around them. So we need 3 of these, 2 and 3. We need to flick back to this red, but here we go again. This is the red I've just picked up, okay? This is going to cover all that red, so you don't need this red, and you no longer need this yellow, so you locate the red you do need and hang on to it. This is the yellow I don't, and the next one, the red, no, that's a tail, oh, it's here then, so these two are the ones you don't need. A good 3-4 inch tail, and chop them off. Kind of try and tuck them down behind. Right, so now we're going back to the red, so just don't forget you should have twisted your threads, yarns. And we need 5 of the red colour, so let me just focus you back again. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then the rest is all background, so just twist and move on. Not forgetting the last one. Oops. No. There we go. So here we go. Yarn over through 1, just 1, and then yarn over through 2 until you have just 1 left. And switch, twisting back again. And no, that's a tail, I think. No, it's not. Yes, it is. There we go, that's the one I'm after. No, it's not. Why is... I don't even know why that one's still attached. That means I might have chopped the wrong one off. And you know what? I have as well. But here's how you rectify that mistake. Okay, where should it have been attached to? Where's this red? So it's this yellow right here. Now I'm going to show you how to, because obviously as you make a blanket you're going to run out of yarn. It's not a never-ending ball, is it? So you grab, make sure you leave yourself enough tail to kind of grab onto. Then take your working yarn, you lie that the end piece from your piece, sounds well, that way. Take the end from the new bobbin and lie it that way, okay? Now go under here and grab this tail, wrap it round, okay, wrap it round your finger, keeping this yarn underneath. Now tuck that through that loop you've just made on your finger and pull, okay? That one went under, which means this tail lies over, okay? Hold on. Yeah, I always put my finger in the middle so it keeps this loop, okay? But it lies over that yarn. Go under, through there. Why did I pull it all the way up there? You'll understand what I mean. No, there. What happens is usually you've got a knot here and a knot here. Because I'm trying to do it through the camera, it's ended up that they've pulled together. So what you do when you've got the 2 knots is you grab both ends and you pull until the both knots hit each other, and then they're stuck together. Okay? Then all you've got to do is take the tails and cut as close as you can to the knot, but not like right next to the knot. Can you see I've got that little bit of stub? Otherwise it's just going to make the knot come undone. Take your other tail. Now you want to do the same again. Cut it off fairly close to that knot. Now you've got a knot there that isn't going to come undone. Okay, and that will just work its way into your fabric. Let me find that now. Not that one. That one. Okay, so I've twisted them back. And as I get to that knot, I don't think it will be this. No, it'll be on the next row. I'll show you what it kind of does. And I forgot to twist them. So I'm going to end up with the twist, I think, at the end. But all you've got to do is switch bobbins if you didn't twist them. Whoops, went through 3. Okay. So we've done that next row. So let's just put a line through there. One more pattern row to go. Whoops. Okay. So this next row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need 7 of the background colour. Number 1's already there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now we need to change and do 3 of the heart colour. So remember, like this one across the top, grab this one from underneath and just switch. So we need 3. Remember, lift your hook, otherwise you won't see this one because you'll be like this, scrunched. So you need to make sure you're in the right stitch. 1, 2, and whoops, and 3. So now we've got to switch to the background colour again, which is here. Twist. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. First one's in a red, so 1. Where's the knot? I see it. 2, 3. See, look, that you can just about see that knot there. See, it's going to blend in. 4. See, it's sat right there. You can feel it, but you can't see it. 5. Okay, now we need to change back to another red, and we need 3 of those. So 1, 2, 3, and back to the yellow to finish the row. The first one being above a red. I apologise if you can hear that noise. Luna's been, I think she's got a fur ball, and every so often she'll just kind of, not choke, but it does sound like that's what she's doing, so I do apologise. Hazards of having animals. Anyway, right, we're at the end, so now we just need to yarn over through 1 and yarn over through 2 until you colour change. Oops. Which is there, because I'm down to the last one in that colour, and twist. I say twist, but it's kind of, you just lying one across the top of the other one and picking in the new one up from underneath. Okay, let's move that one out of the way. So twist, that's not even the one, that's the one. Yarn over through 2, and as you can see, that knot just sits lovely just there. I'll show you again in a minute how to do that. Okay, and the last colour change, back to the end. So that's the pattern rows done. So what you're going to need to do now is this, they're both going to be, there's 2 more rows, but they're plain. There's no colour. Well, there is just the background colour. What I mean is there's no colour changes. It's all background from here, 2 rows. So you need to keep this yellow bobbin. Where are we? This first yellow bobbin right here. Mine is still twisted because I didn't untwist that bobbin before. Alright, let me figure this out so I can untwist them all. There we go. Then they all fall apart. Okay. So you need to keep this one that's attached to your stitch, because that's going to finish the last 2 rows. If you just pick up all these other ones, stretch them out about 3 or 4 inches, chop them off, and then just tuck them underneath. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish these 2 rows. My brain's just having a bit of a moment. Now literally it's just picking up a loop in all the stitches now, whether it's your background colour or your heart colour. Just pick up a loop in every single one of them. I hope you've managed to keep up so far. And don't forget that last one with the 2 legs. Now we've got to take them all off again. So yarn over through just 1, and then yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, all the way back to the beginning. There's no colour changes on this row. They're the best rows. And my bobbin's running out, as you can see. Let's see if it makes the end of the row. I need enough to tie it on. Well, actually that works out well then, doesn't it? I'm just going to attach it to another one, because I was going to show you again. Hopefully this time I can get it right. Okay, so this is your tail from your piece. This is your working bobbin over there. Lie them opposite to each other. Keep this finger in between them both. So this one you're going to take under that working bobbin and over, and tuck it through that loop that's on your finger and pull. Give it a fairly good tight pull. And then this one goes over that piece of yarn from the bobbin. Keep your finger in the middle. You're going to go round your finger and through the hole that your finger was making. Give it a good tug. Now this is what I meant. You've got 2 knots. Now don't pull the tails, they're not going to do you any good. Pull the 2 ends, and what happens is those 2 knots come together. Give it a not too tight a pull, because yarn will just snap, okay? But give it a fairly good tug. You've got your 2 tails right here, and you need to chop those off as close but not too close. Hold on, I'm going to have to look around the camera. So there's one gone, and then there's the second one, and you're just left with that tiny little knot right there that isn't going to go anywhere, and you can carry on. It doesn't matter which way round you use the strands, 1 over 1 under. It really doesn't matter, as long as you remember to do 1 over and 1 under. It won't make a blind bit of difference. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and finish this next row on my own, and I'm going to come back and then I'll show you how to finish it off. Back in a sec. Okay, so hopefully you should be at the same point as I am now and have 2 rows above your heart. Now, excuse me, unlike the single crochet where you work across and finish it and tie a knot in here, you can't do that with Tunisian simple stitch, just because, as you can see, the top row is left with all these gaps. So you have to essentially do like a cast off, I suppose. So what that means is, this is where the slip stitch comes into effect. I don't actually know what that's called in UK terms. Never mind. So what you've got to do is pick up your horizontal, go underneath your horizontal bar. Horizontal, no it's not. You know what I meant. The vertical bar, go underneath it, grab your yarn as normal and pull it through. Only this time we're not going to leave it there. We're going to then take that loop that we've just created, this one, and take it through the first one. Okay, and then you'll end up with this horizontal stitch. So then we're going to go through the second one as normal, grab the yarn and pull it through, and then we're going to take that new loop and pull it through the last one. So under this next one, grab the yarn, pull it through. Oops, never mind. Now we're going to take that new loop and pull it through the loop that was already on the hook, and as you can see, it creates the top, and it also fills in them gaps. Look, okay, so I'll carry on with you. So we're going to go under this next one, grab the yarn and pull it through, and then we're going to pull that new loop through the old loop. So through the next one, grab the yarn, pull it through, then pull that new loop through the old loop. So this one that you're left with is always the old loop when you go through the next one. So go through, grab the yarn, pull it through. Now pull that new loop through the old loop. Now you've just got to do that all the way across. You might actually learn when you're doing it to just make that in one motion. I'll show you what I mean. So as you pull this yarn through that loop, I pull it through that loop on my hook as well. So grab the yarn and pull through both. Grab the yarn and pull through both. It doesn't always work, especially when I'm trying to look through a camera. Nope, it doesn't like that. Why is that? I must have a strand. Hold on. Okay, so in this one, grab the yarn, pull it through both. There you go. Through the next one, grab the yarn and pull it through both. Be careful not to pull your yarn because you'll pull this loop too tight, then you won't get anything through it. So just keep this fairly loose and pull it through both. And pull it through both. My bobbin's a little bit tight. Through the next one, grab the yarn and pull it through both. Grab the yarn, pull through both, all the way to this end. Through both. Oops. Grab the yarn, go through both. Through the next one, grab the yarn and go through both. Through the next one, grab the yarn and go through both. Now we're at the last one. But this one, nothing changes. You're still just going through these two bars, the front one and the back one. There, yarn over. Now this is the only part that changes really, because normally you'd pull through one after that. No, you just pull through two. Then chain one, just so you can tie it off. Leave yourself a 3 to 4 inch tail, chop it off and pull that through then, and just give that a really good tug. That creates your knot right there, and that's not going anywhere. Now as you can see, that's the curl I'm talking about. Let me just try and focus. Thank you. The curl. But if you put a border, if you're doing like a blanket, if you just put a border around the blanket, that will stop. Okay, I think what I've started doing with mine is a Tunisian knit stitch for the first couple of rows, because it doesn't curl then. But we'll come to that in another one. So let's move this piece of paper now. Here we have the Tunisian one, and right here we have the single crochet one. Give me a second, let me just pull up just so you can see a little bit better. There we go. So you can see the difference. The single crochet one is visibly wider and the Tunisian one stands taller. Now you can kind of give it a stretch. This one's quite stretchy. This one, yeah, it is. That's one. Oh, it's way stretchy that way. You can, if you want to, just give it a little stretch that way. If you pin it, wash it and pin it and let it dry, it'll stay in the shape you've left it in when you pinned it, which is good. So which one do you prefer? Me, I always prefer this one just because of the crisp look, but when you turn it over, ignore all the ends. I still haven't sewn them in. You can see that it's not the same. This one has a visible back, this one doesn't. It's the same both sides on this one once you've sewn in all the ends. This one, there is a front and a back, but this one's thicker, it's more dense. You can tell just by looking at it, because this one, yeah, if you stretch it you can see the holes, whereas this one, it's not so obvious. You can see them, but it's so much thicker than the single crochet. So there you go. If there's anything else you guys want to know or want me to do that you'd like to learn crochet wise, let me know. Happy to do anything. I was just thinking if there's anything I haven't shown you that you need to know. I don't think so. If there is, I'll just come and do another one next week and I'll fill you all in. You know what it's like when you turn the camera off, you remember something you should have said. So, I hope you guys found that interesting and give it a go. Any questions at all, whether it's about a blanket you're making maybe that you'd like some help with, feel free to shoot me an email. If you want to send me a picture and ask for help, that's fine. My email, as always, will be in the description box. So yeah, have fun. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you tomorrow night for a whip and chat. Other than that, guys, as always, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.